If you have a loved one who's entering a senior facility, there's a lot of layers here. You have to know how to maneuver. Okay, so I've got it for you. It's turnkey. Elder Advisors is your answer. With me now is their Senior Vice President. That is Lindsay Fleming. Hi, Lindsay.
Hello.
Good to see you. And Bridget Cantrell. Bridget,
Hi.
welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, now you're an attorney. You're the legal side of this, right?
Yes,
you help
I
out
am.
with the legal. So let's talk about something. I have a question for you. For those who are going, why should I go to Elder Advisors? So let's take the other side of the coin. What if someone doesn't go and they're not proactive? What are the implications of not taking any kind of action?
Well, I would like to characterize it as two sides of it. There's the monetary implications, and then there's the emotional implications. The monetary implications is you can spend a lot of money going to court and a lot of money on services that don't really help you afterwards when you're already incapacitated and unable to make decisions for yourself. The other side of it is that when you're incapacitated, your family has to take over, and there's a lot of emotional stress that goes on when someone has to take care of you and make sure that all your affairs are in order. And that can be very hard on your children, their children, and really your entire family. And so if you don't be proactive and put your plans in order, then there can be a lot of emotional and monetary baggage that goes along with that.
I'm glad she mentioned that.
We were talking in the green room how the cost to do business in a crisis, when we're talking about court and all of that stuff and everything's a mess and we haven't done any pre-planning, is very expensive. It's very costly. Certainly more expensive than it is to do any pre-planning. But Bridget brought up such a great point, is that, this breaks families. This breaks families up, and now brother and sister are arguing, and that's really the benefit of coming out to the workshops next week. Steve Langdon will be there with CLLB Law and talking about the importance of pre-planning, kind of just laying it out, so that, when you're gone, everything is copacetic. Your family has the expectations, then they know what to do.
We use the expression a lot, peace of mind, and to have peace of mind and to feel better when you leave the meeting than when you came in. And folks, this is good information. A lot of people, I think, tend to procrastinate because they think the news is bad. But if you can save a significant amount of money, and it's a lot of money, if you can save that money, it's worth every bit of your time. And there are workshops coming up. So in our workshops, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for folks who aren't really familiar with Elder Advisors, I said a lot of layers. Give me your elevator speech, Lindsay.
So it is turnkey. So we are doing we're asking at the workshops 3 questions. Are you in a pre-planning? So nothing's really going on. There's no nursing home issue. There's nothing. There's no crisis. I understand I'm going to get older, and we've got issues to prepare for. So that's pre-planning. Pre-crisis planning is mom's not doing as well. We're doing more visits. I'm spending more time with mom and dad. Now we're having people bring in meals, that kind of stuff. That's a pre-crisis planning. And then a crisis plan is I'm in rehab, I'm in the hospital again, or I have a loved one that's in rehab or in the hospital again. We're facing a long-term care issue, or maybe you've been in a long-term care issue and you're writing those checks for $9,000, $10,000, $11,000. You have a seat at the workshop. And there's things that we can do for all 3 of those folks that come in. Steve with CLLB Law is the phenomenal legal partner, and he is able to kind of present it in a way that it's not scary. Y'all, this is heavy. This is heavy. Nobody wants to talk about getting older. Nobody wants to do this kind of planning. I mean, it's just, ugh. But it's a fun, it's fast-paced, and you feel better. You feel better. You will feel a little bit better when you leave. So I think that's super important for folks.
And I'm glad Bridget brought up the emotional side, because certainly that's really involved in this one. But if we want to talk about monetary and financial reasons to go to the workshops, you're talking about going through maybe $8,000 to $12,000 a month.
A month.
And you can save significant dollars if you know the rules. Bridget knows the rules. Bridget, let's talk a little bit about the importance of power of attorney. We talk about pre-planning. How important is it to be able to know who has power of attorney?
It's incredibly important. Power of attorney allows clients who anticipate at one point in their life becoming incapacitated to ensure that their financial well-being is cared for, and oftentimes, their dogs, their cats, their homes, to protect and make clear what their wishes are at the end of their life oftentimes, because a will doesn't cover that. That's when you're already gone. The power of attorney protects your wishes and ensures that you get what you want when you can no longer express it for yourself. And there's nothing more important and easier to do than get a power of attorney. To not get one means your family will have to often go to a court. Bills may not be paid. Your wishes oftentimes won't be clear or known. And so the best thing you can do for yourself at that point in your life, in anticipation of that point in your life, is to get a power of attorney.
Yep.
And it's a tool that allows our families to have power when they've become incapacitated. And I don't know who loves being out of control of the situation. Nobody loves to be out of control of the situation. And what these tools, the legal tools that CLLB is able to present to the clients, allows you to have a level of power and influence over your life, whatever may happen. So it's very, very important.
And another thing that they cover is, when you said turnkey, and you are, placement. Placement's important. Do they have the facilities that my mom or my dad needs? And that's important. And since COVID, how hard is placement? That can be complex.
It's tough. And Autumn is our Elder Advisors placement angel. She's not here today because she's out placing some folks. It is very, very difficult on both sides of the river in Kentucky and Indiana right now. I think there's just the beds are at a low, staffing is challenging, and finding placement is very, very, very difficult. And I sat across from somebody and they said, well, you know, I've just kind of Googled what's around, and it's just that's so hard. That's so hard. And that's not what Elder Advisors is doing. We're using relationships that we've built in our community over the last 10 or 15 years. What we're also doing is knowing, taking the knowledge of every facility is different. Every facility has a niche or something that they do very well. And so aligning that with what's important to the family, we're able to help direct the search and just the logistics of medical records and all of that. It's so much for a family to take on themselves. So we're
Lindsay,
happy to do it.
I want you to invite them to the workshop.
Come
you mentioned
out
3
to
of them.
the
So
workshop.
everything will be and it's free. So what do they need to do to make sure they can go?
So head to freeworkshop.com or call 855-LARRY-55. Join us Monday evening at the Hilton Garden Inn. That's right near the airport there at 6 p.m. And then on Tuesday, we're going to be in Clarksville at the Hampton Inn, and that's at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. So the Hampton Inn there in Clarksville. And we're coming again to Corden. We helped so many folks. We served so many folks at the workshop in August. So here we're going to go back to Corden. We're going to the Holiday Inn Express because it's a little bit bigger. And we had a full room in August, a full room. So come out and join us Wednesday, September the 4th at 10 a.m. at the Holiday Inn Express. So Corden is a beautiful, beautiful town. And we've invited some folks from Meade County to come in, and Brandenburg. We want to see you guys on Wednesday at Corden. So.
All right. Don't go broke at a nursing home. Elder Advisors, those workshops are absolutely free. Call, make that reservation, show up. It's fun. It's upbeat. Believe it or not, they do a good job at keeping you entertained, and you get lots of good information. Bridget, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having me today.
I enjoyed her expertise. Yeah,
we
very
may not
good.
have Steve back. I don't know.
And she's another attorney who has empathy and compassion for people, because the emotional side is important. So that was a good point.
It is.
Right. Again, don't go broke in a nursing home. Elder Advisors. All right, we'll take a little break here.